Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is finally here.
Freaking excited!
So today, let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. Archaeologist Indiana Jones races against time to retrieve a legendary dial that can change the course of history. Accompanied by his goddaughter, he soon finds himself squaring off against a former Nazi who works for NASA. This is a movie that I never thought would happen. I thought years ago that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull would be the last Indiana Jones film. And it does make sense to have more adventures even in his older age. It's unrealistic to have a character that spent so many years looking for these artifacts to just kind of hang it up. And so he's continuing to do what he loves. This time around, there's more of an importance to it. Personal reasons for Indiana Jones to look for this dial. And so we have a story that does feel urgent compared to just looking for an artifact. And so the way that they handle the dial and the story, it feels very personal to Indiana Jones, but also that he's doing what he loves. The opening of this movie is really fun. We see a younger Indiana Jones, but there is de-aging going on. Immediately, I thought it was pretty good. Harrison Ford is voicing a younger Indiana Jones, so it does not really match. And then I saw more of it and it became a little bit distracting. It looks pretty good compared to what I've seen other studios do some de-aging, but for this, I think it does work, and there is some fun, thrilling moments in the beginning of this movie. And then when we get past, we have a story that involving this dial that Mads Mikkelsen's character is looking for. He's our villain. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, she plays Indiana Jones' goddaughter. She's looking for this dial as well. Everybody has their own agenda looking for it. And the characters in here are a lot of fun. Mads Mikkelsen is really intimidating as this villain who is looking for the dial. There are times where he reflects on certain choices that he's made, and so we see a softer side to a villain as he thinks that he maybe has made some wrong choices. And so I like the approach to this villain. Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to like her or not. I thought the performances were really good, but she was all about money. She wanted to sell these artifacts, which was completely different than Indiana Jones. So it's really hard to connect with this pairing because he wants to find this artifact, she wants to find whatever she can get her hands on to sell and get money. And so they're polar opposite characters, and at times you feel like she could portray Indiana Jones easily and he's just trying to keep up. And so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to like the character or not, but that does leave room for growth as we start to spend more time with this character, and she's reflecting on her relationship with Indiana Jones and her father as well, played by Toby Jones, who was a friend of Indiana Jones in the beginning of the movie. At the end of it, I don't think she was the most rounded out side character in the Indiana Jones franchise. I thought that they could have done a little things differently with her, but overall I thought her character was fun. She got involved with a lot of the action scenes. She held her own. I like her character. There's this young boy, Teddy, that was involved in a lot of the movie as well, almost like her Short Round. Short Round had a really good connection with Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, and so we have this young boy who loves planes, has a connection with Helena. We also got Boyd Holbrook in here. Not much to this character besides just wanting to shoot people left and right. The trigger-happy villain's just kind of there. Doesn't have any depth to him. He does provide for a lot of the action scenes, but there's really not much to this character. A lot of the action scenes are really good. There's more practical effects and stunts in here that make it really thrilling to watch. There are chase sequences, discovering where these artifacts are, underwater sequence, which was new to Indiana Jones, which was a lot of fun. They make a lot of these big action scenes work. Not reliant so much on CGI, but a lot of these action scenes have like solving puzzles and all of that, the adventure feel to it. And so a lot of them take up a good amount of time. They're not just quick action scenes. Really fun one in the beginning during a parade, which I thought was handled very well. The underwater sequence was a lot of fun, and then when we get closer to the end with the dial and solving these puzzles, that was really entertaining as well. I was impressed with how James Mangold came in and handled a lot of these action scenes, and also creating the same kind of atmosphere that Steven Spielberg did in the first 4 Indiana Jones, while also doing his own thing as well. Harrison Ford once again steps back into the role as Indiana Jones so well. This time around, he's always been mature, but he realizes that he is a lot older and his life has changed since Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. They do reference Mutt and Marion in a very respectful way, but there is a more emotional side to this character as he realizes that he's getting up there in age. He can't get involved in these big adventures like he used to, and so he has to take a slower approach to it all. And I really like Harrison Ford's performance. There was a couple of times where I did get emotional because of Harrison Ford's performance and the story written for Indiana Jones. And a lot of the cast is just really good. I wish there was more of Antonio Banderas. I thought his character was fun briefly that we did see him in. Mads Mikkelsen, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, they added a lot to the movie. Now, I suspected where this movie was going to go, but it did still surprise me. I'm not going to spoil the ending because, like I said, I was surprised by it all. I think they could have done things just a little bit differently, because I did like the setup for the end and what, like the big climax at the end. I thought it was really good, and I thought it was a lot of fun and very different from the previous 4 movies. The conclusion to Indiana Jones, I thought they could have done things differently because of the device that they had. They could have changed things a little bit, but I did like the way that they ended the film. I think the approach to it and I guess the overall conclusion for Indiana Jones, I thought could have been a little bit different because of some emotional moments in the middle half of the movie. It was teasing certain routes that the end would go, and I think they could have took it a little differently. I think it would have been stronger, but the end I thought was really impressive, and I was really interested in it. It was a really nice build up to it, and when it all happened, I was captivated. I was leaning forward in the theater and really interested in what was going to happen. I thought they handled it very well. And then we got to our end, and I thought they could have done things just a little bit differently. I don't want to spoil too much of it all, but I liked it, but also things could have been differently. But Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, it feels at times like it's lacking something to make it magical compared to the 4 films. At times I feel like it's more focused on Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character Helena and her story. At times Indiana Jones is the side character in the movie because she is approaching Indiana Jones. She wants his help to find this dial, and he goes along for the ride. If Indiana Jones was looking for the dial at first, then he wouldn't feel like he was a minor character in his own movie. But I still really like all of the characters and Harrison Ford in here once again. The film looks really good. Time has passed since Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and things have affected his life. He's in this emotional state, but he still gets involved with the action scenes. The score is really good. I wish there was a little more use of the iconic Indiana Jones score throughout the movie, because it really could have elevated some action scenes, but overall the score was really good. At times I feel like the movie runs a little too long. At times in the middle half, certain scenes become a little bit generic. They try to tackle on these pointless storylines, especially for Helena, that really add to the runtime of the film, and you start to feel it. It doesn't feel like it's a chore to get through, but you do feel that runtime about middle half of the movie. As they are starting to look for the dial, more characters are introduced. You got other characters got their own agendas and everything, and so it does take a little bit to get through. It's a longer film, but it's filled with a lot of great action, and Harrison Ford once again really good, and a really interesting end to the movie. I like the movie, but I think things could have been done a little differently to make it a more rounded out, a satisfying conclusion for this character. But nonetheless, I do think you should check it out if you are a big fan of Indiana Jones and you've been looking forward to this film. There are some great payoffs. So before I give you my score for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. And if you'd like to see where Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny ranks amongst all of the other 2023 releases I've seen this year, follow me on Letterboxd and there you can find my ranking. I'm going to go ahead and give Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny a B+. Thank you guys for checking out my review for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. If you guys seen it by chance, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.